Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to give you the demo of I-beam panel components. This component adds panel props, grout tubes, lifting tool, panel grout tube, panel rebate and fitting plates to all the selected panels. Before I start the demo, you need two more custom components from Tekla. You can download it from Tekla Warehouse. One is items and another one is panel to panel fitting plate. This component, I'm using it for the lifting tool, fitting plate component. I use it for adding the fitting plates to connect two panels. To apply this component, first select the component and then select all the panels in the model and then press the middle mouse. It will take a little bit of time. It depends on the number of panels selected. You can see the components are added to the selected panels. It will also split the components. For example, if I just want to make changes to any one of the panel, you can select the component. And now I change this option from far side to near side and click modify. Let me change it back to far side. And again, let me change this one to near side now. For each component, I have given option to create. Let's go through one by one. I'll go to the propping. You have different ferrule type options. Select generic ferrule and then it will automatically update the size. If I choose Ancon, it will show the Ancon ferrules and then read and finally Nexus. Select the ferrule and then select the finish. Here, let me just type the length. Once you type it, it will automatically update the name and set the class 100. And if it is for the props, then you select yes so that the prop will be added as prefix to the name. And then if you want to change the prefix, then select yes option and then you can type part prefix and assembly prefix. For the ferrules, here you can set out the distance by dimensions and angle. If you choose dimension, then you can type the distance here, or angle, then you can set the angle. This is the 2/3 of the height. Of course, you can change the height. You can choose a propping type based on the state. So here there is an option. You can include props, include base anchor, knee brace. The panel props template will be added to the drawing. And here you can change the ferrule level. For example, by default, it is 2/3 of the panel height. Otherwise, you can manually type to change this. You can also have this distribution, maximum, exact, and custom spacing. And suppose, for example, if I increase the quantity, let me make it 4 and modify this. And you can also set the angle. So if you want to have a two different angle, I will apply this component twice. Let me just go to the grout tubes. You can see the options for changing the grout tube height. If I choose the maximum spacing, let me go back to quantity. And then you can add double bars. If you don't need it, then change this option to no. So for grout tube types, you have 4 different options: bent tubes, skinny, elbow, straight tubes, and sloped tubes. Let me just go to the lifting tool. So here you have options for lifting tools. And then this will add the lifting based on the center of gravity. For example, if I go back to elevation grid B, just take a look at this one. So here I have a slope cut, here I have a different type of cuts, and this is the center of gravity points, what you can see here. And based on that, the system will automatically adjust to the lifting tool. For vertical edge lifters, I'm using this items component, and you can select the settings that you have already saved. So if you want to change from front to back or single row front and single row back, you can choose this option. Let me go to the panel grout tubes. This is for adding the grout tubes between the lower and upper panels. For example, if I go back to the 3D view, now I'm selecting this component. This is the bottom one. And if I go to the parts, change this option to yes, and then keep these options yes. And once I click modify, you can see it adds the grout tubes for both top and bottom. If I go back to assembly switch, let me select this as an assembly and right click and hide. You see it is not showing the bottom tube because that will be added as sub-assembly to the lower panel. And let me just right click and redraw. Next, let me go to the panel rebate. For example, I'm going to add panel rebate to this panel. I'll go to the parts, change this option to yes and modify. It may be on the other side. Let me change this one back to far side of the panel. To change the settings, go to panel rebate. You have different options here, same ferrule spacing or different top and bottom staggered. And you can add dummy part, or you can also add ferrule line. You can change the dummy part class and ferrule line class. Again, this is for the ferrules. If you want to change the distribution by maximum, exact, or custom spacing, just open the drop-down list. If you want to have unequal distance, then change this option to different ferrule spacing. Then you can change the settings. You can also add hook, and this is for just cutting the panel. And let me go to the fitting plate. So let me change this option to yes. And then here, when I come to the parts, let me change this option to yes here. And to apply this component, what we need to do is, I'm going to select only the middle ones. The reason I'm selecting the middle ones because it is going to create plates on the left and right side. And once I click modify, so you can see here, the connections are created. And if I go to this one, it is on the other side. It is all based on the cast unit form face. And let's see what are all the options available here. Of course, you can change the casting plate and fitting plate properties. And this is where you can control the plate height and width, and also the distance to the bolt and rebar. And this is where you can change the ferrule. Once you update this information, it will automatically take the name here. Just for an example, if I choose M24, you see now, and if I type 90 and just click or select any other box, and here, if you want to change the prefix, you can choose this option yes, otherwise no. And so this is for the bolt size. For example, if I choose 24, and let me take one of them and zoom in and click modify. So now this bolt size is 24. And if you want to have a slotted hole, so you can see there is an option here. Let me change the representation of this. You can see the slotted hole here. And I'm going to change the slotted holes to horizontal. So the two holes are horizontal. I can change this one to vertical. And then it can be an odd. So one is horizontal, another one is vertical. If you want to change this, then make it even. You can see all the options are in one component. So definitely this will be a huge time saver for the precast detailer. If you have any question about this component, feel free to get in touch with me, and thank you for watching this video.